YouTube, how we doing? PPS back. YouTube coming at you guys after another sweep, baby. We got another sweep last show. Pipe. We're ready to go. First games here in 50 minutes, so we got to get rolling today. We're going to get right on into it. Stu, what's good, man? I know we're going to kind of run through it a little bit quicker today.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything's great. Obviously we got a huge slate of all-day baseball today. Nothing better than logging off the show and immediately sweating some bets. I feel like that's one of the best feelings we can get right here. So obviously NFL right around the corner. A lot of fun betting stuff to look forward to right now. Happy to be here on another Wednesday. And yeah, happy we got a little bit of momentum coming in as well. That feels good. That feels good to have that confidence coursing through your veins up here. So excited to win some bets.
Yeah, no, I'm pumped too. Should be a good day. Should be a really good day. And a lot of good games, right? We got a lot of good close baseball games, right? We don't have to worry about some blowouts unless there's a couple of them on the later slate. But this early games, we got some good ones, got some close matchups, got some shitty pitchers. But there's a lot of other games that we can talk about here throughout the day. And let's take a look at the chat. We got Steven here already. Terrence on vacation. We're jealous, man. Hopefully you're enjoying it with you and your family. And hopefully we can get another sweep for you. I know Terrence being in here means we got to do another long shot. I'm gonna have to look now that Terrence is in here, right? So we got to make sure we get one out for him there. Let's recap. Let's recap our last show, and then we will get it moving here. All right, let's get it moving.
Sounds good. Yeah, started out Austin Riley, hits, runs, RBIs. That was the easy part of the bet, surprisingly or not. We had to sweat the flex god a little bit. They did end up winning that game, but Flexen did not record the win. Another reason why we love that bet so much, because you're essentially betting against a 3-leg parlay right there. So cashed Austin Riley nice and early in this one.
Yeah, good win. Obviously, Riley hits the home run in the first inning. Obviously gets you where you want to be. Let's take a look at mine here. Rangers. Hey, we said exactly what was going to happen, my guy. I said exactly what was going to happen. They get down early. Scherzer shoves. We get that shit bullpen, and we just run that shit up to 11. They just put an absolute beat down on it. It was almost to the T of what we said was going to happen there. Shout out Scherzer throwing another one-hit masterpiece, man. Unreal, 11 strikeouts. That's a huge deal at the deadline here, dude. And we were just talking about the Braves there, man. Those two teams are starting to kind of, in my opinion, separate themselves a little bit because, my God, they got some dogs on that roster. And they don't even have Eovaldi or DeGrom right now, dude. It's fucking crazy. Astros first 5 under. Our boy Braxton Garrett, we talked about it. Oh, yeah, he's shitty at home. Yeah, let's say he's shitty at home and put 5 scoreless. Let's just put 5 scoreless on these Astros. Fucking Astros lost the first 5, 2-0. So Framber was the one who almost tried to take our money from us. But, hey, you got Braxton Garrett out there putting on a clinic. Ground ball specialist, dude. It was nice to watch. And those are the games where I just, first 2 innings, Framber gets up those 2 runs. I'm like, all right, we're going to shut it off. I'm just going to let this shit go. And then I check every inning. Oh, Braxton, 10-pitch inning. Braxton, 11-pitch inning. Just cruising. I'm like, I'm not even going to turn it on. I didn't even watch it towards the end because I'm like, betting on the unders in the first 5, they're scary a little bit. Especially when the top guy is the one that's doing us dirty there, but obviously came through for those last 3 innings and absolutely looked like the ace that he is. So really nice sweep there. I know Gorman got scratched, unfortunately, with a back issue coming up there. Would have been a good spot. Obviously, a lot of homers in that game anyway. I did end up posting. I know I saw a couple of you guys comment on it on Grayson Rodriguez, 7 strikeouts being my play. We also took the dog and the Orioles there. That was our pick for the dog. They 7-1 those boys. Grayson Rodriguez had so many 2-strike counts. It was so hurtful, man. It hurt my feelings. Just, he was cooking. Might as well just get one more. You're going to get him to 2 strikes. Might as well get one more, right? So he ended up with 6 strikeouts. Absolute masterpiece. 7 innings from that guy. Just has looked like a different pitcher. And he's gone through the gauntlet, and he's come out the other side. Orioles should start getting a little bit easier schedule here down the stretch because, my God, they put him through the ringer.
Yeah, no, I'm glad we actually spent a lot of time talking about that, too. I had a lot of people message me being like, hey, I won on the Orioles. Thanks for that. And that wasn't even an official bet for me, right? It was just us two kind of talking about how we like that underdog spot. So very glad that, and I think we talked for like 10 minutes about it too. We got a little carried away, but hey, that's what happens when you like a spot. And like you said, let's pray next time we're on the Pass the Prop, just speak it into existence. Let's get like, the Athletics or the Nationals or something like that, and let's just crush. I'm down for that.
Yeah, I guess on that note, we got 15 of you guys in here in the first 5 minutes. We appreciate you guys jumping in on this earlier time. Obviously, first game starts in 40 minutes, so we got to get our stuff out here. If you could hit that like button, we really appreciate it. We're getting 30 likes a video now, which is during baseball season. Hey, we'll take that, right? 30, 40 likes on there. And we're not having, obviously, NFL. We're gonna get a lot more people popping in here, but we appreciate all you guys grinding through this MLB season with us. And Stu, we can just look through that line of these games today. Where are you looking? What is that game sticking out to you? And then we'll get to our dog picks as well.
Yeah, this is an interesting one. There's a lot of good games today. I think I'm going to go Phillies-Toronto as the game I think I'm going to be having on the big screen. I think obviously anytime Gausman is on the mound, it's very interesting to me. But it's almost the exact opposite situation that we just talked about with Aaron Nola, who's someone I've been paying close attention to. His 3 worst starts of the season have come in back-to-back, or not 3 worst, but 3 of his worst starts have all come against 3 of the worst teams he's played all season, right? He's had 3 Pirates, Nationals, and there was another one in there of just bottom 5 teams where he only made it 5 innings or less. And this is a guy we're used to going 7 innings at a time. So I'm kind of curious, is this an underlying thing, or are we going to see Nola continue to struggle and he's finally going to get blown up in the worst spot, right? He's finally going to get exposed on where a team like the Nationals maybe can expose him, but a team like the Blue Jays we know can. And then obviously you got Gausman on the other side. I think that makes for a really interesting game. I'm very curious if we're going to see Nola bounce back, look more like himself, or we kind of see what he's been these last couple starts, which would mean, the Blue Jays look pretty good.
Yeah, I got 2. I know I'm not usually the guy to pick 2 spots, but I do like 2 spots today. One of them, I just got to see my boy Luzardo. He's going up back against Houston. Very tough matchup. Coming off an absolute dud. He's coming off 2 or 3 straight duds after that 13K performance. So what's gonna change here, right? Astros are struggling offensively right now in this series. We just saw Braxton Garrett shove on him. I'm curious how Luzardo's going to do. I am starting him in fantasy, so you guys know, hey, this could be really good or really bad. So I like that game, but I also really want to see Blake Snell here. I want to see Snell take on these Orioles. I want to see what he does. I want to see how he does against a team that's going to be bringing firepower, right? You got Mountcastle, Adley, Cedric Mullins. Obviously, he's probably batting 6 or 7. That is so deep. That dude's an all-star. That dude's literally one of the top leadoff guys that we've seen over the last 5 years, and he's going to be batting 6 for this roster here. I'm really curious to see how these Orioles do here. But is this guy going to ever not have 4 walks in a game? My God. Orioles don't walk that much either. So I'm curious how this goes. Like, is he going to get deep in this game and give me a 5 strikeout performance? Or is he going to give me 5 innings, 8 Ks, and give up 3 runs, right? So it's like, something's got to give here, and I'm just really excited to see him go up against a formidable opponent. I know he had the Diamondbacks who were struggling in one of those last 2 starts, absolutely shoving on him, but it's like something's got to give, right? That 20% walk rate, goddamn, dude, it's so bad. It's so bad. He's just walking everybody. So it's a late night game. I think it'll be an interesting one to watch.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know. This is a surprisingly good slate. When I was kind of looking through, I agree. There are a lot of good options in this one. Yesterday, I was watching the Orioles. I just got home in time for the Padres grand slam. I turned on the TV, and Gary Sanchez instantly hit a grand slam. So I'll definitely have that late night one on. I mean, I want to see Snell for sure. Obviously, want to see how he handles a lineup like this. And it's kind of hard not to like the Padres in that one as well.
Yeah, no, dude. And it's like Gary Sanchez has like a 120 WRC plus, better than everyone but Judge, right? That's crazy. Just crazy how that shit works. Don't have to deal with as much of the media out there, right? And we're going to talk about the Yankees here in a little bit. But let's talk dogs here. Let's talk dogs, Stu. We hit the Orioles last show. I think we'll be on 2 different ones today. What do you got for us?
Yeah, this is hard because I looked through and I saw a lot of favorites I like today, especially, I like to go with my scrappy Nats sometimes. Don't love the Nats as much today. I was kind of looking through. I think I found the team. I think it's the White Sox. And I'm kind of surprised that they're being priced this aggressively. You look at a lot of these minus 170 favorites, and there is a clear either pitching matchup, lineup mismatch right here. Obviously, the Cubs do have that momentum coming in. Assad is not someone he had that 7-inning, thing last time. I don't know if we're overreacting. This is a guy that, I don't know if you guys remember last year, we're actively looking to fade. And when you look at the advanced numbers, it's not like this guy's K-ing a crazy amount of people or anything. Clevenger on the other side is exactly what you want with an underdog. He has a very wide range of outcomes. You could get the walking 4 people, terrible Clevenger. He's also spot on in about half of his starts. You're kind of flipping a little bit of a quarter. It just feels like that way with all the White Sox starters, honestly. But minus 170 feels a little bit too heavy for the Cubs on that side, to be completely honest, especially with the starting pitching being pretty even in my mind. So White Sox are my favorite dog of the day, and I don't even know if it's particularly close, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to touch that game overall with the rivalry type of game. I liked them yesterday. I did just a little bit. But dude, I'm always interested how that game goes after you hit like a huge home run like that. To beat them, you talk all that shit. You know they're going to be coming back for it. So I was on the over last night, fading my boy Mr. Hendricks there. Luckily that did well for us. But I'll do 2 dogs that I like just because the first one starts here shortly. I like the Tigers today, bro. I really like the Tigers. Shout out to our boy Ahan talking about how bad Christian Vasquez is for fucking catching. The dude's fucking terrible. But also, I think that we're going to see a little bit of regression from Maeda here in this game. Yeah. I do think that this is a spot where everybody's going to be on Maeda, bro. Everybody in the world is going to be playing Maeda, whether it be in the early DraftKings, whether it be Maeda strikeouts. I don't see it. I just don't see him being able to continue this, right? I just don't see him being able to. I like the Tigers. They're kind of like your Nats. They're a little scrappy. He has been better on the road this year, but what I do like is a 450 slug to righties, bro. 450 slug to righties. That is scary, especially when he's just so much significantly better against lefties. That lefty still at the top is going to be Riley Green, bro. You're going to still see Akil Baddoo with some pop, right? But then you got Torque, right? You got Jake Rogers, who hits a home run every time Stu talks shit about him. He's going to hit a nuke today. So he's right there, right? Bierling hasn't been terrible, batting like 270, right? Yes, he may get the strikeouts, but I think this is a Tigers line. I think that this should come out a little bit wider. And Reese Olson has not been terrible. Like, he's got good stuff. Velo's been up from all of his minor league numbers. So I think this could be one of those days, especially with it being one of those early games. And if it gets into a pitching duel, I'll take that pen for the Tigers over the bullpen for the Twins here. So I think that you're getting a very nice price around plus 150 for the Tigers. I can deal with that. I can definitely deal with that one. I think that would be probably number one. Yeah. But dude, how do you fade the Royals right now? Like, how do you do it? This team is just scrappy. They're fighting every single game. They're never out of it. They won a Jordan Lyles start. He obviously got shelled, but they still came back, right? I love Luis Castillo. I am the biggest Luis Castillo fan in the world. You guys, everyone who's been watching me on this show knows that. But god damn, dude, these guys just don't lose. Bobby Witt is on another planet right now. You got Sal Perez just going back 5 years, being that old Salvi. And you sprinkle in Michael Massey, Maikel Garcia, almost 20-game hit streak, right? This team is playing some good ball right now. These are the guys that are almost fighting for jobs right outside of Salvi and Bobby Witt. So those are the guys that I like to back when they're playing for their livelihood now. They probably won't start on many other teams, but guess what? They're out there. They steal bases. They play fundamental baseball, and they're winning baseball games. They're almost 170 tonight. So you can get a great price on the run line as well. Like, obviously, I love Luis Castillo, but can you blame a guy for wanting to continue to back this fun team?
I can't blame you at all. I thought about it for a second, and then I clicked on the little matchup button to see who the starting pitchers were, and I saw one side had Luis Castillo, and I saw the other side had a guy named James McArthur, who I've never heard of before in my life.
It'll be Alec Marsh, I think. Alec Marsh is the long guy. He's just throwing one inning.
Gotcha. But the point is, when Luis Castillo is on the other side, that instantly goes, I suddenly don't have the motivation to bet the Royals. You know what I mean? Like, I see why you would. There's no hate at all. This team is very fun right now. It's more of a, if anything, a big screen game. I want to turn it, I want to see Bobby Witt hit another grand slam. But I don't know if I'm putting the hard-earned dollars against Castillo tonight.
Yeah, dude, it's just, you just don't want to get in front of that train and pay that minus almost 200 price tag to fade a team that's hot, right? It's contagious. Baseball is just contagious. Hitting is contagious. Hugh kind of talking about that Reese Olson spot that I like, over 15 or over 14 and a half outs with Mookie hit. Plus money, can't really get away from that one. I like that spot. My only issue is he might go only 4 innings and have 8 Ks, right? Just because the Twins strike out so much that he could be getting a little bit deeper in the count. Obviously, if he's doing well, they'll let him roll. But that's always something with the Twins. I never take outs. I just take strikeouts against them because they just strike out so much. It's kind of crazy. All right, guys. Sorry for talking so much. We had 3 dogs we had to talk about there. We start in 35 minutes, too. We're 15 minutes in, 25 of you guys in here. Hit that like button. Let's get this show on the road. Start us with one of your guys from the Nationals.
Yeah, there are a lot of Ruizes in the MLB, so you got to make sure we're getting Caber Ruiz right here for my Washington Nationals. This is a guy, right? I've talked about the Nationals a lot this season, and this may not even be someone you've heard me mention at all. But since the All-Star break, this is someone I've been betting on a lot. If you're in the Discord, we had a nice 436 parlay with Ruiz and Witt total bases last night, which was always nice. And now we're going right back to the row right here. What I love, Ruiz is hidden in like the 4 spot now, which is awesome for this bet, considering the fact that the Nationals lineup, there's no competition, right? So what we're doing is we're getting our young guys key at bats in key situations, right? So hits, runs, RBIs, you want to have as many hits, runs, RBIs, opportunities as possible. So hitting in that cleanup is obviously something we talk about a lot, something we talked about with Austin Riley last show especially, but here Ruiz, we're going against the lefty. The Nationals have across the board been better against lefties. And you hear me talk about guys like Stone Gary. You hear me talk about guys like Riley Adams, these guys that pretty much come in and only crush lefties. I love that Ruiz is going to be hitting right in front of these guys today in that 4 spot. Additionally, he'll be right behind guys like Lane Thomas, Joey Meneses, and CJ Abrams, who we've talked about all year long, who also have those killer left-handed splits. So when we talk about Ruiz hitting 303 on the season versus left-handed pitching, when we do a little bit of math and we look how well he's been hitting recently, 325 batting average against both sides, left and right, over his last 30 games coming in right here. What I really like about this, if you look at my guy John Anderson's data over on Twitter, great follow. He shows the lowest amount of whiffs in the league over the last 100 at-bats. Ruiz is second on that list. He only has 7 whiffs over his 100 at-bats, so he's clearly seeing the ball really well. Then you look, he's the highest contact rate in the league, 93% right now. So he's touching everything, right? He's just getting the bat on the ball. I want as many opportunities as possible right here. I love the high contact. I love that he has the multi-hit ability, right? 2 blooper singles right here to get us this all the way. I actually wanted to bet him just to get a single. I almost did that. Unfortunately, he was the most juiced guy in the game at minus 150 to get a single over a guy like Yoshida, who's hitting, 380 on the season or whatever. So I love Ruiz in this game. I think he has so many different ways to get there, whether it's through RBIs, whether it's through runs with the guys behind him, whether it's with walks right here, or we just get that nice multi-hit game that Ruiz has been doing recently. The average is there. The momentum is there. I think this is very sneaky. It was minus 130 yesterday, minus 130 today. I don't think it'll be minus 130 for long.
Yeah, I've been playing Kybert a little bit too. He's been good to us. Just love that 4 spot. Love that they moved him there.
It's nice.
Let's maybe get a CJ Abrams dinger too today. Maybe we get a little bit of both, a little double sprinkle there. But yeah, hey CJ, get that act together a little bit. Only 1 stolen base over the last 3 days, buddy. Come on, get those wheels moving. Swipe that base on James Paxton, Big Maple, whatever you want to call him. We love that. I'll be rolling with another minus 130. Don't worry, we will have a little less juice on these next ones here. But I'm going Reid Detmers under 15.5 outs. I know you're going to have to play a little bit close to this, so I'll give you a little bit on it, save a little bit more of my talking for my next play. But I love this spot. Detmers, obviously, I know you're going to bring it up as well, just has been absolutely dog shit on the road this year with a 273 average, almost a 500 slugging there. You look at what he struggles with. He struggles with lefties and righties, but lefties, 578 slug, 313 batting average. That's just gross. Absolutely gross. What do we have here? We have Seager, We got Nathaniel Lowe in the middle of that lineup. We might see Travis Jankowski in there just for that, right? You got some lefties in here with some pop. And also, Detmers has just really struggled getting deep in these ball games, right? That obviously is going to happen when you have 44 walks this year, guys. 44 walks, right? He's got a great 30% K rate against righties, 10% walk rate, right? When you have a 30%, you should be looking at like a 25% X minus BB, right? That should be around 25%. You shouldn't be seeing it that high, right? Then you go over to his side against lefties. He has a 9.8 K minus BB, right? 17% K rate, almost 8% walk rate, right? This guy has not been able to get deep in games. He has been absolutely torched in the second half of the season with a 9 ERA, giving up 22 earned runs in 22 innings, 326 batting average allowed with a 609 slug. Scary spot, tough matchup. You're in Texas. You remember me talking about the Rangers last time, guys? These dudes are the number one first five money line team in the MLB at 40-15 at home with 6 pushes. If they're going to score that many runs and they're in the number one spot, those are the first 5 innings, right? That is exactly what we're going to have here. They're the number one team, guys. And it's not even close. They hit it again last time for us when we were just talking about in our last spot for Scherzer there. So this number continues to climb. Their win rate on those are absurd. And I'm going to continue fading the pitchers every single time in this spot against this Rangers offense that is finally clicking on all cylinders with a fully healthy lineup.
Yeah, no, I love this spot. I mean, obviously, you're kind of teeing me up really well right here for my next play. I was on the exact same page. I went Corey Seager to score a run, -105, kind of another way to attack that very same angle, and you kind of nailed it, especially Detmers 0-6 with that 6.7 ERA on the road this season. When you just look at the second half, 9 road ERA in the second half of the season. So you mentioned the struggles against lefties. Corey Seager is a guy that it never feels like he's priced like he's good against lefties. He always, every time we look at it, and we talk about this every time. If you're watching the show, you probably know already. Seager's one of those guys, one of those very few guys that can hit lefties just like he can hit righties, right? The at-bats are obviously smaller, but the numbers, both regular and advanced stats, are very similar. And I want run exposure at the beginning of this lineup because Detmers, like you said, walks a crazy amount of people, right? When the control isn't there, we know those spike games are there. We know Simeon right in front of him has the potential. We know Seager, with how insanely hot he's been since he came back, right? He's been back for 11 games, hit 7 home runs already in that stretch, 350 on the season. We look at how he matches up versus Detmers pitch splits. Obviously, over 320 against every single pitch, the four-seamer, the slider, and the curveball. We know Corey Seager can hit the off speed. That is not a problem for him. And like you said, the walk rate and the strikeout rate is crazy when you look at it versus left versus when you look at it versus right. So I love this Rangers lineup. You talked about it. You pretty much nailed it right before I hopped in right here. But we love targeting this Rangers lineup. I love this run exposure at the front of the lineup. And like right before the show started, a little behind the screen door, I was deciding between Seager and Simeon. I like them both. I think they both score. Simeon obviously has a little bit more walk potential at the front of that lineup right here. And then you hit me immediately with that Detmers, under outs. I knew we were on the same page. I love it. It's not a collab, obviously, but we're attacking the same angle right here. We both have a lot of faith in this Rangers offense at home against a left-handed pitcher. Let's take care of business with Corey Seager.
Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Love being on the same page. Again, guys, we say this to you a lot because it's happened more often than not. We don't talk about our plays before we do these, right? We just send them in and we don't talk about them. So it's like these are as impromptu as we can get when we're talking about what we have here. And we're going to be going, hey, we love that. We love that. Love Demetro talking. He's like in these spots as well. It's a good spot. Last play of the day. I've had a 1.5 unit play last week. We hit that shit. I love this spot that I thought about making this a 2. I love Braves first 5 over 5.5 at -118. FanDuel only. DraftKings won't even give you this line right now because they know it's about to get smashed. I love this spot. Fade. You guys know I love to fade Charlie Morton, but I also, what the hell are the Braves going to do to this guy? Randy Vasquez opening up for this Yankees line or team here. I'm scared for him. Michael Harris moving up to the front could be a godsend because my God, this dude is just smashing the baseball. Austin Riley a homer 2 games ago. We have the homer by Acuna last night. Ozuna's on an absolute tear. I think these guys get at least 4. I wouldn't mind taking their team total there, but I like fading Morton in this spot as well. You're hearing everybody hate the Yankees. I get it. They've been terrible. I understand that, but Morton is going to be dealing with regression here very quickly. His WOBA right now allowed to righties is around is 130. Right now, his expected is over 200. That's a huge difference in there. A lot of hard hit baseballs. If you want to look at his barrel rate, it is definitely up from what we were expecting it to be. It's almost 8% barrel rate right now. A lot of solid contact. Only getting that ground ball around 45%. He was usually at 50% for most of his career. So we're starting to see that ball go up in the air a little bit. We're going to see, mid 80s out in Atlanta tonight. That ball's going to be flying around. And again, when I fade the Yankees, right, I need a pitcher who can get righties out because that's most of this lineup. I'm not worried about Jake Bauers. I ain't worried about Billy McKinney. I ain't really worried about Ben Rortvedt down there either. But I am worried about Gleyber Torres. I am worried about Judge, and I am worried about Stanton. We got DJ LeMahieu hitting the ball extremely well there. Volpe's been hot. This is all righties. That's all they've been able to do, and Charlie Morton has continually showed that he is not going to get them out. Almost a 400 slug, 261 average, and second half of the season. This can be another thing that if you guys want to kind of dig in a little bit. He's got a 4.55 ERA, right? That's not terrible, right? 4.5. What's his xFIP? His xFIP is 5.81, guys. That is huge. That's a big number, right? And I understand the Yankees lineup is struggling, but this is a get right spot, guys. This is that spot. You've been embarrassed twice. They should have been embarrassed more last night, but the Braves said, "Hey, we'll take it off the gas a little bit." But this is a spot where I'm fully going in on this game. I love both offenses here. I think that we're going to start seeing Morton give up a little bit more power as this summer continues to get hotter and hotter. But my God, guys, this is the regression is coming for Charlie Morton. I want to be on it before everybody else is, and this is definitely a spot I want to attack. I think that we see some homers from the Yankees side tonight flying out of Truist Park tonight.
Yeah, no, I really like the spot, obviously. Anytime I see that 1.5 come out, I know you mean business. I know we don't just pull that out for anything right here. And I like what you said. Obviously, we know the Braves lineup can get this on their own pretty much, and they have multiple times for us this year. But I like that you really hammered home on the kind of Charlie Morton regression angle right there. I mean, the numbers speak for themselves, right? It's easy to look at that ESPN page and go, "Oh, he's actually going pretty good," right? But when you kind of look at what's behind that, you see all that hard hit, you see all that contact. It just takes a couple, right? It just takes a couple. And we know Aaron Judge can hit pretty much any ball about 400 feet. And like you said, the rest of that lineup, finally, LeMahieu got that 8-game hit streak. Giancarlo Stanton could hit a home run in his grave. It really just depends, if he feels like it that day. So I like this spot right here. I think there's a lot of potential for both sides to get the job done.
This is the last thing, and I'm going to put this out there because we were just talking shit on K-BB, right? We were just talking about that for Reid Detmers. What do you think Charlie Morton's K-BB right now is in the second half of the season?
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't even know how he's done. I can't give you a good guess right here.
He is a 1% K-BB. 17% K rate, 16% walk rate. This man has been over 3 walks in almost every single game. You're going to just continue to this is what you don't want to do against a team that's down bad, right? Dimitro's saying it right there. Yankees down bad. Well, guess what? Let's figure out how we help them. Let's just put 3 fucking guys on base. It's been terrible. He had 7 walks last game, guys, right? And this is not new. Like, he's been walking guys like crazy. 26% K rate in the first half of the season. We're down to 17 in the second half. And he had a 10% walk rate in the first half of the season when he was throwing well, right? Now we're at 16%. That is wild. That you're pushing Blake Snell, bro, and you're throwing 8 miles an hour slower, and your curveball ain't even on the same level. If you can't strike out guys, you're going to walk the bases loaded on these games. It's going to be tough, right? And if you're doing against the Mets, right, where there's one guy I'm really worried about, Pete Alonso, that can hit a ball over the moon. Now you got 2 in the middle of this lineup, and I'm expecting a little bit of regression here positively for Gleyber Torres as well. So just I had to put that out there because that stat, when I looked at it, a 1% K minus BB in 30 innings, right? This isn't like a one time through sample size. It's 5-6 starts. So sign me up, baby. Let's go Yankees.
I was trying to do the math in my head, and I'm like, okay, we're probably at like at least 14-15% walk rate. I'm like, what's the K rate? Maybe 20%. I was trying to do that math. It was clicking a little too slow over here. But yeah, the K rate even lower than I expected. Sure, and walk rate higher. So I like that analysis right there. I'm definitely going to be joining you. Let's get something going, Yankees. Let's hit a couple bombs, take a couple walks, get the job done.
I fucking just hate backing the Yankees, but I hate Charlie Morton more, and he's been just burning coin for people if you've been backing him. So let's get into our recap here, guys. It's going a little bit longer than we expected, but hey, I had pre-workout before I came. I went to the gym, obviously came right back. Still have a little bit of it flowing through me. If you didn't notice, I'm a little bit more hyped than I have been on a show in a minute. But hey, a couple sweeps in a row will do that, right? A couple sweeps will get you going a little bit. Let's do our recap here.
Yep. We're starting out with my Washington Nationals. We're going Keibert Ruiz over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs, -130 over on BetMGM. Then we're going Corey Seager, runs scored, -105. It's DraftKings, Caesars, MGM. All those spots have it.
I'm going to be rolling my 1.5 unit play out for our guys over in Atlanta. Braves first 5 over 5.5, -118, 1.5 units. Reid Detmers under 15.5 outs, -130. And shout out to the Arizona Diamondbacks for wanting to get swept by the fucking Colorado Rockies. This lineup they just put out is fucking gross.
Oh, is it out?
Gross. This might be one of the worst lineups I've seen them put together. Let's go through. Ketel Marte.
Nice.
Kyle Lewis in the 2. Gross. Tommy Pham. Walker Gurriel. Kennedy at third base. And that's in the 6 hole, bro.
Yeah.
Nick Ahmed in the 7. Alec Thomas and Herrera. That is gross. Shout out Austin Gomber for about to throw a complete game. No, baby. This man about to put him on a pedestal. They're going to be Austin Gomber elite today. He's elite today, baby.
It's kind of funny. I thought about that for my dog pick, and then I saw that there was no lineup out for Arizona, and I was kind of like, I'm just going to sit. That's an early game. I don't need to bet on that, but interesting. I was worried you were going to say no Walker in there. I think I have Walker in one of my day game home run spots as a little parlay piece. So at least he's in the lineup. That's good.
Yeah, no, that's not too bad. Stu, what do you got for a long shot here? I know you got something for us.
Yeah, today we're rolling with another single. I've been doing a lot of just the single, simple. It's +305. We got Matt McClain, your guy, to steal a base tonight against Thor, the stolen base legend. I see a lot of guys going to Ellie De La Cruz, who, once again, I got nothing against Ellie De La Cruz, but let's look at these numbers, guys. Ellie has not been getting on base 1, and then when he has been, he's been getting caught stealing. He's like 1 for his last 5 on the base path right here, which is leading to less attempts, less opportunity in general, and he's not even getting on base that much to justify it. So you look at the prices, Ellie De La Cruz is like +140, +180 tonight, and then you get Matt McClain at 305 over on FanDuel, a guy who has, as we've talked about plenty of time, immense speed, right? It's just about opportunity. Who do I trust to get on base here more in this game between McClain and between Ellie? It's McClain. Pretty simple. Look at the pitch splits. Look at the matchup history, right? I like McClain versus Thor right here. It's pretty simple. I think he gets on base. I think they should be the same price to steal a bag, and they're not. It's not even close. McClain's double the price right here. So that was an easy click. That was like my first click of the morning. I love this spot right here. I see Samir saying was going to mention Ellie stolen base. He probably does steal a bag today, but when you look at the numbers, it's just like, man, he's been shit recently. He's not getting on base. Then when he is, he's getting caught stolen. And now I have to bet on him at a terrible price. It feels a little bit worse as someone, that's been betting on him a decent amount this year, especially early on. So I don't hate Ellie, but he's definitely got to be a parlay piece in my opinion. I don't think you can run that solo at, the 180 or 150s, whatever it is. So they're both good. Obviously, stolen bases against Thor. Anyone can steal a base. That's why we love these bets so much. But yeah, McClain is definitely my preferred guy.
All right. I had to play a little tinkering around here. You already know what I'm doing. Huh?
I said you couldn't beat 305?
No, I was gonna just hammer that Braves game. But I'm gonna throw a little bit more fun in there for the viewers. We gotta make it a little bigger. Right? So I'm gonna go 980 +980 here. Braves first 5 over 7.5, plus Kevin Gausman, 9 strikeouts, 200 on the 7.5, 260 on Gausman strikeouts there. Did you watch the Phillies game last night?
I did not, no.
My homie, the one time I don't bet on you, bro, you shove on the Phillies. Yusei Kikuchi just put on an absolute fucking clinic last night. He just picks when he's like, oh, I want to go deep in this game or I just want to shove. And he did both last night and just nuked these dudes. What the hell are the Phillies going to do now? You got to face Gausman. You got to go right back into Gausman. It's not like you're getting some extra time off. You're getting Gausman, and you're getting Gausman at home, right?
Yeah.
It's a much better park this year. I know they made their upgrades, right? Made it a little bit harder to hit home runs there out in Rogers. So I love Kevin Gausman tonight. We just saw Kikuchi put on a clinic. Gausman, obviously one of the best strikeout artists in the MLB. I believe he's second in the MLB behind, Spencer Strider, which is not anything bad, right? Spencer Strider striking out 40% of dudes. So Gausman's right behind him, fighting for that spot. And I think the Braves get 7 in the first 5. I think the Yankees get 6. So if you want to do 12.5, I don't even think FanDuel offers that. So we'll bring it around to getting around that 10-1. Or else I definitely would play them up till 11.5 alternate, baby. We're seeing a Charlie Morton mash fest tonight, baby.
Yeah, no, and too, with 3 options, like, 260 or better, I think I'll just throw all of ours in a round robin here as well. I love getting those little, you only have to go 2 or 3 to cash, but I like this spot a lot. We talked about the Braves earlier. They've been good to us, especially in these alt categories this year. And yeah, you mentioned it. Gausman is Gausman, right? I saw that game. I already have a bet on the Blue Jays this morning. Not a big one, but I do like the Jays. So Gausman, let's continue to roll plus 980. I like the odds. Let's keep the momentum going, baby.
All right, we just got to stall some time until we get Terrence to post that up there. So, Stu, what do you got for the people before we head out?
Hey, Terrence is enjoying his beach time out here. I don't have much. Like I said, really, we got World Cup final coming up in the next couple of days. Hopefully I'll have 2 articles, maybe not just one, trying to cover all the angles. Spread picks, one, maybe do the props in the other. Got to monetize the best I can. It's tough times out here, okay? Beyond that, just look forward to more NFL stuff. I'm just putting them in the drafts. I keep typing things up and just saving it in the drafts. I've got a lot of NFL stuff. Like I said, I've been drafting crazy best ball lineups recently. They added the puppy on Underdog, which is just a $5 entrance, and you can win like $1 million or whatever. I'm just firing off entries. I'm going to have that maxed in a couple days. So that'll be fun. I love donating money over there. Just enjoying my time. Hopefully we keep the momentum going in the MLB today too. And yeah, cash some NFL bets very soon.
Yeah, Stu couldn't get into DK, wouldn't let him in. So now he finds one place that'll let him participate in best ball, and this man's maxing out entries. But
that's what you get when you get me as a customer, by the way. Don't turn me away, DraftKings. You want my money, okay? I'm not a best ball sharp. I know you don't want the player prop money, but, anyway, yeah.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited. I've been doing some best balls, obviously getting ready for this upcoming season. My big fantasy draft for my hometown one is, I think, couple weeks away yet. So, you got to get that work in. Hey, always got to be practicing, got to put that time in to get better at it. So a lot of good people to watch for it. Obviously, if you want to watch there, but go do your thing, guys. Go get your money there. Hopefully you guys are participating in those too, because they're fun. You don't even have to pay attention to them. That's the stressful part of doing year-long fantasy football is tinkering, right? Yeah. You got to tinker. It's always optimal, baby. Always optimal. So appreciate you guys for tuning in. We got Terrence popping in here. Post that 42-1, guys. Hey, again, round robin that thing. It ain't gonna be that big to get all those. And if we hit 2 of them, you're probably double, triple your money in there because these are pretty nice odds on these. So if you could, guys, hit that like button on the way out. No, we ran a little long. Talk about the Tigers being a dog. They start in 10 minutes. 25 of you guys in here still joining us all the way through. Hit that like button on your way out. And we will see you on Friday. Good luck tonight, guys.